Welcome. So this is a second attempt at one of these, but I play a lot of Survivor games as is, and it's Pathfinder. So I figured might as well do a quick run and kind of talk about things that are happening on my end and about this game. So let's give it a shot. Alright, so I've put in about 11 hours into this game, and honestly, there's pros and cons to it that I think other Survivor games could pull from, and that this game could pull from them. Thank God. I've had some really terrible starts. I say that one of the things I would change immediately is allowing at least a hero point or reroll for the chests. At least once a level, or 3 total. Why not? We'll go a cold run. But I truly believe that we should have about 3 rerolls on chest dice, because I have had some abysmal luck that makes the game just not very fun. Like getting a single 1 or 1 to 4, not too terrible. Getting like 7 of those, you might as well restart. Nah. Do like Fleet though. Why? Yeah, that's honestly just kind of par for the course when it comes down to this game. It feels so bad to get bad roll after bad roll after bad roll. I know that it says reroll for like the level up stuff, but I do want that hero point. Something else I would change is at least let it be known what talents are in effect from other characters, if any. That is the 3rd one in a row. It's already a pretty bad run. So the talents, I believe, are active at all times, unless they are class specific. Okay, sweet. I'll take that. So the wizard gets the shield spell every 15 seconds or something. It only works on him. But I feel like there's a number of abilities that are in effect at all times, so long as you have them in your party, like the second aid. I love that part of this game, honestly. If that is a consistent thing for this game, where if they put in more classes or they have other talents and you mix and match your builds based on who your primary and party members are, I think that's going to make for a very interesting experience that I don't think any other Survivor even comes close to. But it all depends on what kind of classes and talents get put into the system. Talent tree wise, it's pretty bare bones currently. It's random cutout for audio. But the talent tree is currently very just bare bones. I like and dislike it. I want that. There's a number of... It's kind of jumbled. There's level 3 and level 4 traits that share a placement next to one another that just doesn't seem to make much sense. I kind of wish it was a literal tree, and that they had such a number of those purple coins that you could only go so far into a particular tree. That was a good roll. Let's go for this. But you can put in only so many number of talent points before you cap out entirely. As in, let's say there's 30 talents and you get enough for capping, like finishing off at least 10 of those. And then give me build slots. Deep Rock Galactic, one of my favorite games, has a bunch of those. You have 6 character slots, or 6 slots per dwarf. Okay, I'll take that. 6 slots per dwarf that lets you customize and build your play style as, you know, you're experiencing the game. And you can go in and change them very, very easily whenever you want. Super fun. I really enjoy that about the game. If this game did something similar, where you could do, let's take the wizard for example. Nice. A frost build, a lightning build, and a fire build. And you would build stuff towards that, and it would all impact under the hood, so to speak. But you were building all the talents and whatnot under the hood, and they would impact your gameplay, so speed versus toughness, etc., stuff like that. Because Frost build is kind of close range for a lot of their spells. Like, they're not very far. It's going to make the first boss pretty difficult. So I went for speed and for making my ultimate last longer, because I want to be able to take advantage of it as much as I can. I think stuff like that would be phenomenal for this game. And because they already all exist in the system, hopefully it wouldn't take too much effort to get it working. But then there are the passive effects that impact your game when it's your first primary character or your secondary character that is joining along, like the warrior is for me. There it is. Because I think the wizard gives a experience gain buff, which is huge for anybody who brings them along. And then the rogue gets nimble dodge, which I think increases dodge chance across the board. But it's hard to say. Like, there's nowhere where you can read if these stats are actually taking place like that. But that's just something I would like to see. I'll take up the third. Okay. I would just like the stats and talents and feats and whatnot to all be a little bit more easily read what is impacting your gameplay. Another thing that I would like to change, because I just do not vibe with the rogue currently, is I think agile and finesse weapons should be on the mouse radial. Mouse radial giving you that fine control. God damn, that's so good. Because the strength abilities all seem to be static. Like, the flail spins around you, the sword is a forward-facing arc. But I think, honestly, if I could get the rapier to be on my mouse movement, that would be phenomenal. It would give me so much more creative ways of playing this game that that a lot of survivors have that radial direction, but I think that this game could go, ooh, that 20, nice. That this game could honestly really benefit from, because giving that 3 different modes of playing and having your preferred play style being finesse or agile weapons, strength weapons, or magic, where magic is kind of just auto-target. I think that would breathe a lot into a system that, if they put in more classes like the Ranger, would make them super fun. Because currently the bow shoots on a north, east, south, west radial. So it's a big old circle, but it's straight lines, 90, 180, 270, 360, or 0. And unfortunately, I just don't care for it. The bow is one of the weapons that I just refuse to use at this point because it just does not feel good. Like, if the ranger came into the game and the bow went from radial to point and it shoots in that direction, maybe that's for the ranger solely. I think that'd be kind of BS as well. I think that'd be a ton of fun. Lord knows I believe that they're going to put a lot more weapons into this game already, though. So maybe something else is going to come into the game that's going to give me exactly what I'm asking for. Because with how in-depth the Pathfinder 2nd Edition's... Nice. The PF2E's weapon system is, because of all the traits, I honestly believe that they could they could go so hard on all of those in this game, and it'd be incredible. It'd be a lot of coding, it'd be a lot of animation, it'd be a lot of balancing, though. And I don't know how big the studio is. And I think that's asking a lot to ask, let's say, 3 people, 7 people, 10 people, that they need to do essentially number crunches that are 0.00 whatever. Cool. 0.00 whatever number away from getting it absolutely perfect. But that's at least like a couple of things that I would mention. That parallax it's too far to reach that chest. I just want a nice variety. I want weapons to combo well with each other, you know? I think stuff like that makes Survivor games all the more interesting, because there is absolutely builds that I will aspire to get. Typically, I want at least a healing upgrade. This time I opted not for one, because I don't know how long I can keep talking in a video like this. This is all new territory for me. Streaming is a little different. And even then, I'm typically streaming to just a few people. But a little bit of engagement is a far cry from pretty consistent silence, you know? Hey, not bad. Oh. But that's most of the changes I would introduce to this game, is just make the feat numbers a little bit more clear. Maybe add more classes, more weapons. But it's early access, it's very early. There's a lot that can be improved, and I'm looking forward to when they get around to all of it. But on to some more other Pathfinder conversations. I am planning out my top 5 level 1 creatures currently. I've got 3 out of the 5 that I am just diehard in love. I cannot change them. The other 2 that I had selected, they have a cool premise that I'm not too thrilled with. Like, you can build a character around them, but it really doesn't make for the best NPC to face off against or to meet. I want something with more gravitas that some of those creatures just do not match up against. Oh, it's way down there by my head. I think, honestly, the responses to my other top 5 videos have been kind of fantastic. I always, want more views, but it's nice to hear that I've inspired people's storytelling and summons, even. Ooh. Damn, plus 30. Yes, please, thank you. But inspiring people is kind of what I am aiming to do. I want to help at least give people that bit of food to make them go, hey, I'm building a character based off of this sole premise. A video I saw recently was giving summons a lot more personality, and how, I'll put a link to where I heard that up in the corner. But I think a summoner that has a preferred summon that's not just a familiar, that they keep summoning, have a relationship with in some way, shape, or form, I think is honestly one of my favorite things to do with spellcasters. And apparently my top 5 videos are inspiring summoners to kind of go out of their way and do different things that they normally wouldn't, which I'm a big fan of. I'm not a big fan of the ones. Where's this next chest before? It might be really far. I should have grabbed those. Alright, Grave General. Let's see how this build fares against you. I'm not holding my breath, honestly. Damage output's not bad. The problem is that charge. Unless I am focusing on the Arcane Barrage, I'm never going to be able to dodge them consistently. Walk him into it. Nice. Damn. All right. That was pretty quick. I'll take it. I guess I'll start in this corner. Start clearing things up. On the second wave, move away from them. Because some of these guys are a lot thicker, these elf undead people. Kind of hard to tell what some of these creatures are. I mean, skeletons, zombies, etc., all easy to read and understand. Burning skeletons, you know, just different versions of undead. Yeah, why not? Focusing, sorry. Kinda don't want to die. Okay, I think we're back in pretty standard territory here. Let me just give this a go. Not a bad build this time around. Or at least not a unlucky build, I would say. Wow. That was honestly one of my faster runs, I think, against him. Alright, I like Ice Storm, but another point on the projectile count is huge, so we're going to stick to that. And big money, no whammies. And this is why I want my hero points. Those chests feel so bad. It's like as if getting the nat 20 is lower than 5%. My goodness. Get me out of here. God. Some of the things that I got on my plate for Pathfinder. My next video is my next player character for the first time in a year and a half, maybe longer. Previously, the longest running campaign we had was a 2.5-year arena run where started at level 2. I think it was level 2. It was a while ago. And then we were running all the way up to level 10 solely by doing arena fights in the town of Arena, which is in the Shackles. Essence extraction. And we were planning to transfer that game over to Strengths of Thousands at some point. So when we got to level 10, we would travel to Absalom and go and partake in the tournament, which I love the idea and the concept of. I was the one GMing it. I wasn't the one that started it, but I was the one that was GMing it after the original GM handed the reins over to other people. We started round robin GMing to kind of get better at running the system. And it was a ton of fun. It's when I first learned how to GM a proper game. And since then, it's been non-stop I want to play. But yeah, I played a swashbuckler from level 3 until level 9. It was a battle dancer and put on such a show. Oh my goodness, I loved that character. With how I built him, I got permission to use the juggle feat as also doing a performance check to get panache, because we were putting on shows. We were arena fighters and gladiators, and it was such a ball to really dig deep into the role play of it all. And goodness, I think GM should absolutely delve deep into the player character fantasy beyond what feats allow sometimes, within reason. You know, there are some players that just want a power trip, and that's not what Pathfinder is. If you want a power trip, 5th edition is the perfect medieval fantasy hero simulator, and I love it for that. I'm currently playing a ranger in 5th edition who uses wild magic on a rifle, and he is so much fun because I get to use the environment that I'm in to get things that I craft into bullets to make more wild magic bullets that do different effects, and my GM is all for it, and he trusts me to create a lot of these effects, and then he will go in and see if they're balanced or if he needs to tune them at all. And God, that's so much fun. It's a little harder to do that with Pathfinder because you're gonna have to do a lot of balancing, and the 5th edition is a little bit, you got a lot of leeway with your numbers, whereas Pathfinder, it's tight numbers and you can't really homebrew everything under the sun that easily. Man, it's all just popping up here. Don't give me the 1. Okay, good. But in my current player character for my freshly started campaign, we're about 3 sessions in, is another ranger. We didn't have a healer, and I didn't want to play a spellcaster. I really wanted to do something with Marshall, and I leaned heavily into the survivalist expert ranger with really high wisdom, foraging, and the scout background, and just anything you could imagine a level 2 character having that really hems in. You're a survival expert, and you are good at medicine, so he has the medic dedication, which gives you expert in medicine, and when you do a battle medicine check, you get a +5 if you do a DC 20 or better. And he has just been such a blast to play because he's a precision ranger. So his whole, if he is fighting, it is a turn 1 hunt prey, turn 2 hunter's aim, just blow up your opponent. And he has knocked it out of the park with 2 crits that downed the large thing that we're facing off in both of the fights that we've had. And the third fight that we had, we left it up to the champion who wanted to do a non-lethal strike so they could capture an ex-comrade, because they kind of fell into being a bandit and they wanted to. My character proposed maybe there's a bounty on their head and we could take them in and claim a reward. And also, we didn't want to kill a combat in arms, so our hands were kind of tied. And once we did that, the rest of the bandits kind of fled because they were creature level 0, and they were just not hitting anything. Our old comrade was absolutely kicking our ass, though. He had a warhorse and everything with a lance, just smashed into the champion twice. 2 attacks critting out of 3, and she went down super quick. But character's an elf, so 30 feet of movement, run over, battle medicine, hunt prey, shoot. That's 4 actions. What was the exact order? I think it was... Oh, there was no shoot because the bandits were trying to hide on a cliff face that was about 10 feet up. And if I hunt prey, they don't get their... They can't hide or use their concealment that well. They could still stealth, but they were trying to use the cliffside to get a take cover benefit. And I was doing my best to basically just forego that. I shot and killed one of them, which was fantastic because so far the damage hadn't gone out yet from the big guy. And that helped mitigate a lot because they were throwing alchemist fire on our caravan. We were doing an escort quest to go to a different city-state in Taldor. And, oh, big guy. That could have been better. Yeah, the city-state stuff is, let's body block with this chest here. 4th. Hey! Not gonna see me turn that down. And... let's go for Ice Storm. I need some love. But yeah, not bad. The character is playing phenomenally, and I feel like I am having such a grandiose time role-playing him. Because... Nice! Because the character is really getting a chance to live out that fantasy of a particular ranger. Alright, yeah, save all the good rolls now for the big guy's chest. That's all that matters. Some of the other members of the party, though, I already mentioned the champion. We also have a wizard with cleric dedication. The champion has sorcerer dedication, I think. And the other character is a new player with rogue dedication and then lion... Oh boy, what's the... This one, whatever this one is for their dedication. And good, get out of here. We're saving good rolls only for this guy. Please. It's damn near comical how bad these chests are every single time. Again, I think the DC is higher on their things. They look good to get. They feel horrendous to roll on. Give me 2 dice rolls on that. I don't know. Just let me spend that hero point, please. Yeah, the party dynamic is pretty great. We are an order of knights that during a coup, because of course Taldor deals with a lot of that. Of course, there's a decent roll. Our original order got destroyed, and so we're kind of the remnants of that order, hence one person falling into being a bandit, and we are reestablishing ourselves. Some of us took an oath and really meant it. Others, which my character doesn't know about, really don't give two craps about the oath and just want to get revenge. They're too prideful and somebody made them look bad. Very nice. 18% increase XP. Hello, you. Do you want up? Alright, well, I got a little guest here. My kitty cat. The essence of pure distraction whenever I'm working on videos. All right, you. Go on. Oh, nope, just gonna sit in my lap and... Okay. She is now my armrest. Yeah, some of the players do not care for the oath that they took. My character doesn't know that. He is all for following the oath to the letter and really means it. And it's going to be interesting what the player dynamic later on has in store for us, because some characters might try to extort villagers for more compensation if they don't have enough to pay. Whether that's food or material or something else that the order could end up using, which my character will absolutely not be for. But most of the time our games are pretty much every Wednesday, and we are doing the round robin system again, because it gives the GM, somebody who's also running a Starfinder campaign. I need to let this warrior go down. Please. Go down. Thank you. So he's kind of got his hands full a lot of the time, and he needs a break, understandably so, and I mean, I'm absolutely down to run more games where I'm in control of the narrative. I have a hard time doing an actual one-shot though, so there may be a time when I plan a full-on, essentially a dungeon, and try to take up 4 weeks of play, and I think he'd be okay with that. And I think the others who would be in the round robin would also be very okay with that, because they get to play their character, they get to feel powerful, and our other characters go on quests, because there's technically an NPC group that we have as well in our newfound order. So when we're GMing, they go with that group. And so it broadens the... Okay, cat. It broadens the dynamic of what it is that our players are doing. And they are getting currency and gold the exact same amount as the other players, just not the same gear that they are getting when actively playing. So that way everything is always balanced. The whole order is leveling up together, in a sense. But I have 7, 8 ideas already. I have dozens, if not hundreds, of virtual tabletop maps that I love making sure that they get their due diligence whenever I use them in a video. I always at least try to do map by or show their... Come here. Come here. Do not sit on the keyboard. What is... Hello, you. I got distracted by the cat and I've lost all train of thought. Such is the way of having ADHD. It makes editing really goddamn complicated. My distraction level, not the cat. But all in all, to say is that with the new campaign that's being played, that is what my next video is on, is the character that I've been talking about. A little bit more in depth, kind of showing off all the feats and all the bells and whistles that the character is dealing with, and some of their attack rolls, because, good lord, they have been insane. And once again, I'm just hoping to inspire people to want to have these crazy characters and ideas and campaigns and settings. Another thing that I plan on doing in the very near future, once my 5th edition campaign is complete, is to do a World of Warcraft Pathfinder experience. I might even go so far as to make custom races. I think Foundry is going to make that a little bit more complicated. So, oh good. But it is something that I've wanted to do for a while. And I think it's pretty doable. Once I find all 4 players, I have plenty of people who want to do essentially be the 5th for a dungeon run. And so the goal is to actually... Oh, I didn't realize I was already on the second one. Sheesh. The goal is to find a bunch of these other players who could have characters that kind of level up with the party, but aren't active while the party is, you know? They're just kind of NPCs out in the world, and they can see them in Orgrimmar or Stormwind and be like, oh, hey, how's it going? And the character could just wave back and then go about their day. I'm also going to include the auction house even. I just kind of want to make it the World of Warcraft experience but Pathfinder, and I think it's going to be a ton of fun. Alright, can cold guy go away? I would like my full movement. Ow! Potion, please. Potion. Yeah, the 2 things with extensive lore that... Actually, no, 3 things with extensive lore that I love is One Piece, World of Warcraft, and Lord of the Rings. I kind of have a flavor... Oh, I'm gonna go down here. I have a personal favorite flavor, which is just medieval fantasy. I love everything about a good fantasy setting. Ah. Damn. Golarion I am getting more and more inundated with as the years have gone by. I kind of jumped into Pathfinder 2nd Edition, barely ever hearing a peep about Pathfinder 1st Edition. I was also completely new to tabletops in general, aside from what I grew up hearing. I hadn't played anything. But Galarian lore, I am devouring whenever I have free time. I just don't have much free time, as you can tell by the sporadic video output. But I'm going to end things here. Hopefully this video is well received. I honestly doubt many people will watch till the very end, because this is very different for my channel. It is not what is normal. I just figured this was a prime opportunity to get a chance to chat with people or put out my 2 cents worth into the world and let people bounce ideas off of me. But I think a little bit of that community engagement, and also if you guys like it, maybe I will do more of these type of videos. But yeah, I will see you guys in my next video, and till then, may the dice be in your favor.